Hey Flosstube, it's me, Emma, also known as Emma Lou Illustrates and Emma Lou Stitches on Instagram. It's been a while since my last Flosstube, so I thought we'd just forget about the last few and just start fresh with the new year. So, no further ado, I have a few new starts to show you today and one oldie. That's it. Everything else is basically a new start since the last time we saw each other. But we're going to start with my new year new start. And that was Olivia's Hydrangeas. This is artwork by Mrs. Butter D, charted by Unconventional XStitch. As always, all my full coverages par 1 are on 28 count stitched 1/1 full cross in the diagonal method. And yeah, like I said, this was a new year new start, so I started in the top left as I always do, and in the month of January I have made it quite far. I know we're in February now. As of the time we're recording this, it's February. I'm trying something new out to help cut down on editing, so we'll see how this goes. If I bring up Notion, it's going to bring up the big full view. That's fine. But this is basically where this right there. This is the first day of stitching I did on Olivia. So this was about 1,122 stitches I put on day 1. I'm not going to show you every single day's progress, but I just wanted to show you where I started and where I ended January, because we are now in February. So if I scroll down, these are all the projects you're going to see, so spoilers, don't look. And this is the 29th of January, so a little bit further than what we are now. But let me just go back to here, there we go. But yes, so that's that. This has 143,100 total stitches, and as of the 29th of January I had put in a total of 9,901, bringing it to 6.92%. So there's Olivia. I love this piece, and what's nice is the entire width of this pattern fits in this Q-snap, so it will not need moving to adjust. The middle is here. No, the middle is here. So there's the middle, so I'm at the middle point of the top row. I'll be able to at least do a couple, well, maybe one more page before I have to move it. There is this page. These pages are so tiny. So there we have that. So let me put this to the side. Grab my next one. So this was actually a new start December 1st. So I was doing a Crisabug December, but I dubbed it Crisabug Christmas because why not? So this is Death. Artwork, like I just said, by Crisabug. This was charted by Thread Geeks, and as of today, you cannot get this chart anymore. Technically, it was the 31st of December. You could no longer buy any of the charts from Thread Geeks. But if you're watching this video the day it's posted, you cannot get this pattern. Though Unconventional XStitch have picked up Crisabug, and they have a good few selections of her work right now. I have actually bought 2 of them. I bought Medusa and I bought Iris, the rainbow goddess, because I'm planning to stitch that in June for Pride Month, because rainbows, perfect. Anyway, this is Death. Artwork by Crisabug, charted by Thread Geeks again, 28 count, 1/1 full cross in the diagonal method. Now this I did purchase as a kit from Thread Geeks. So I am using kit length thread, which is I actually prefer using these shorter lengths compared to my lengths. And when we do February's video, you'll see my stupid lengths. I've been complaining about them all stream, because I've also started streaming here on YouTube as well. So I stream Monday to Friday on both Twitch and YouTube. You probably, if you're subscribed to me, you probably know that. But it's fine. Also, I forgot to welcome you guys back. How rude. But welcome back to my channel if you're a returning viewer. And if you're a new viewer, then thank you. Sorry, I'm like 5 minutes in probably. Yeah, 5.5 minutes in. I've only just... Oh, look, my book. I've only just welcomed you. Sorry. Look, I'm rusty. It's been a while. Give me a little break. But this piece has a total of 132,192 total stitches, and in December, let's just go to Notion because I have December. So this is where I started December. Tiny, look, comparing the progress on this to Olivia, it's very, very small. But on the 1st of December, I put 238 stitches in, and as of the 30th, was there only 30 days? No, there are 31. Why has it only got up to 30? There's 31 right there. What's this one say? 410 stitches on the 31st. I don't know why there's not there, because clearly it is, because there's the picture, but that's where I ended the year. So as you can see, I had just passed the skull's eye, and I was coming down that diagonal, and this little bit right here, I know it's really hard to see, but that is the little wispy in her hair. If we go back to here, so that little bit there, that's what that was. So I've done all her hair, so I'm getting really into her hair now, and as I come down, we'll get into her hair some more. So it's just hair. This piece is also, as you can see, lots of like black, lots of dark greys and light greys and rusty kind of reds and browns and pinks. Just, it's a completely muted piece, and I think it's quite interesting that I work on this and Olivia at the same, like not at the same time, but in the same time frame. And it's like I work on a dark piece and then I brighten it up by working on a light piece like Olivia. But in January, I worked on this. Oh, I forgot to say Olivia. I worked on Olivia basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 days out of January. And Death, I only worked on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So it's only had a week's worth of stitching. But in the time I worked on this, in January, in December, what was my last, this is great, isn't it? Notion, I do, as much as I love Notion, it doesn't tell me my total stitch count for that month. Like, it will tell me down here how many stitches I did in December, but not how many I put in a particular project. Right. But in December, January, god damn it, I keep mixing my months up now. I worked on this for a total of, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. If I had the time, I would have worked out how many stitches I had done. It's fine. But basically, I wish, why doesn't the 31st show up? Let's go to my stitch tracker real quick. This is very awkward. Here, we'll just do this. Ignore. Hey, let me hide that for a minute so you don't have to see that zooming past whilst I wait for it to catch up. There we go, it's caught up. So, you just have to scroll up. Oh, scrolled up too far. See, 31st. No, I want to open. See, it doesn't tell me. I think I messed my Notion up at some point. I just wanted to see, oh, do you know what? I can just go to my My spreadsheet that I keep. So I ended December 31st with 11,046 total stitches on death. Just why didn't I just do that? Why didn't I just do that in the first place, Emma? Why didn't I just do that? And then in January, I worked on this for 7 days, and I took it from, what was the number I just said? I literally 11,046 to 13,840, and 8.36% in December to 10.47% in January. So this had a good amount. Did I say Olivia's? You know, now I'm thinking about it, I can't remember. Did I say? Just in case, I worked on it, like I said, for however many days I keep saying I worked on it. And in those days, I put 9,901 stitches in, bringing it to 6.92%. Again, I am very rusty. Clearly. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, next up is a favourite of people's. So let me just put death away and grab the next one. Okay, this is Cherry Magpie. Now, I have worked on this since January, because I've been working on it this week. So I will show you the picture of where it should be. Where it should be in January when I worked on it. So I'll show you the first picture in January when it loads. So this is where it should, well, actually it shouldn't be that one. It should actually be this one. This is where I should be. Pretend that's this. Okay, so this is Cherry Magpie. This is artwork by JedXStitch and charted as well by JedXStitch. I started this last year and put in a good few thousand stitches on this. Yes, I'm going back to Notion to find where the last time I worked. Not Notion, I'm back to, I could use Notion actually. Let's see. I last worked on this on the 18th of August. Really? Was it really that long ago? God, these years just go by so quick. Let's see, in the 18th of August, I had put 4,629 stitches into it, bringing it to 38.74. And then the last few days that I worked on it in January, so I started working on it on my streams. I have schedules, and I wanted to, so I didn't just work on a whole month of Olivia. As much as I love working on a full coverage for an entire month, I had literally just worked on Death all of December. So coming to January for a new year, new start, I was like, I don't think I can work on Olivia every day for a month, because that would be 2 months where I don't work on my other projects. So I was like, it's fine. We'll just split up the monogamy. That's monogamy of working on one project. I probably also butchered that, what I was just trying to say. And I decided to work on Olivia. Not Olivia. My regular whip. So on Wednesday is Whip Wednesday, and I worked on Cherry Magpie, and then next Wednesday was something else, and then Cherry Magpie and that same project that we'll get into in a little bit. I am so annoyed that I can't speak properly. This is basically a stream. So in January, I worked on it for 2 days. And in those 2 days, like we just showed, so this was it, the first day I worked on it, I put 620 stitches, bringing it to 5,249 total stitches and 43.93%, so that was that. And then again, I worked on it the week after and put 525 stitches in, bringing it to 5,774 stitches and 48.33%. And this is on a piece of 40 count linen in the colourway Temptation. I was like, why am I saying it wrong? No, it's Temptation by Roxy Flosco, and I'm also using the Roxy Flosco threads. I got this just before, no, not just before, months before they actually made a thread pack for them. So I had to go onto Kerry's Instagram and find her conversion so I could do this. But now you can actually find the thread pack on Evertote's website. I'm also on the wrong thing. You should be looking at this picture. It's fine. Actually, I should keep that one there so you keep looking at where it was, even though I think that's the second picture. Oh no, that's the first. That's the right one. And this is where I am. So this is spoilers. This is all spoilers for February's video, so don't look. But I do love working on this. I'm meant to be working on Olivia today, which is Sunday the 8th of February. But I'm recording this very late in the day for me because I've just been having issues. Notion was not loading on the computer and it keeps not updating, and I finally got it to update and now it seems like it's fine, but it took ages. So we'll see. We shall see. But I'm probably either going to work on this or another project that you will see at some point. But that is Cherry Magpie. Again, I love this piece so much. I'm going to be sad when it's done, but I'm also going to be excited because once it's done, I will get to start. I have to buy it first, but I get to start Blueberry J. And I'm leaving the Magpie till last. So what I'll do is I'll stitch everything, fill in these cherries, and then the Magpie will be the last thing. That's why I'm like avoiding this space. I'm stitching everywhere else but. So that's what that is. Our next project is the Little Owl Patchwork Sow. This is a historical sampler company kit and pattern. This is from like last year. I started this January 1st last year, worked on it for 2 days, had this bit done and part 1 of the border done, and that was it. So this year I was like, you know what, Wednesdays, so again going back into my Wednesday explaining, I work on a regular whip one Wednesday and then the next Wednesday I work on a stitch along, and it could be either one I've started previously and haven't finished, so for example this one, or one I want to start or have started more recently. Like there are a few. Like one of the ones I started, I didn't start it on a Wednesday, I started on the last day of the month, is when I've been really wanting to start and I had an excuse. Not that I need an excuse, it lined up perfectly. But anyway, this is the Little Owl Patchwork Sow. This is no longer a stitch along. You can actually buy this entire chart from Historical Sampler Company and stitch it if you want, but this is on a piece of 32 count linen. I can't remember the colour, but it's the colour, it's basically a dyed fabric for this piece. I'm not going to show you a picture of what this looked like before because like I said, it was just this, and I've been working on it. So the last Wednesday I worked on it, I did all this red, and then the last Wednesday I worked on all the blue. So that's what I thought I'd do. So now this is complete, I have the entire pattern of this in Pattern Keeper, so I can tell you right now that the Little Owl Patchwork Sow has a total of 6,625 stitches. So many. And on the 14th of January, I put 791 stitches in, so that was this border. And I brought it to 1,727 stitches and 26.06%. And let me tell you, this border, I wanted to throw this project away. So I was streaming myself stitching on this, and I was stitching and I had done all this. Well, I had done most of this top part, so I had left it off like I said here. So like those 3 stitches there and on weren't there. So I had to stitch this and I was stitching away, and then I noticed right around here I'd made a mistake and I was like, oh, so I unpicked it, fixed it, and then one of my viewers on my stream was like, I think I've spotted another mistake in the glasses, because that's what I dubbed these glasses, because they look like glasses, and they were like, yeah, you've done 2 stitches. I think it was right back here. I had done 2 stitches in between. So it goes, it's a very awkward number because it goes 2, then you got the 1 glass, then 3, then 1 glass, then 2, then 1, then 2. So I, for some reason, did basically the 2 in between. So all this was off. So it's a good thing they pointed it out. I'm very thankful. But I was also very annoyed. Not at them, at myself, for not noticing it. So I had stitched all of that and I was like, oh. So I finally finished that. It was a 3-hour stream, and in 3 hours I think I'd only achieved this top bit. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to get this done. But luckily, once I'd done that, I came down after stream, did this corner, and then I did most of this, and I made another mistake around here where I didn't go over two properly. I think I did only over, I only left a small gap in between. So like, as you can see on the linen, but I went like, I don't think it was these stitches exactly, but you can see there's like a little hole right between those two. Well, I didn't leave that hole. So I'd stitched there and I'd done most of this, and I was about to end the thread, and I always make sure now when I end the thread or about to, I check to make sure I'm right, and it's a good thing because I wasn't, so I had to go back and redo it and then end the thread properly and then carry on. And then it was the anxiety of making sure this lined up. So I was like taking my needle and I was like dragging it down like this and seeing if everything would line up, and it finally did, and I was like, oh. But this is that. I'm leaving the big red house until last, maybe. I don't know, because I'm gonna hate stitching the little border bits around here. Like if I just bring up the bigger picture, like you see these bits, I am going to hate stitching these because I don't think I can make this much bigger. It's just a lot of confetti. And it's like there's nothing to secure it to. So it's like, ugh. I might start with like these ones that have boxes and do those first so I have stuff to secure into, but we shall see. Damn it, I zoomed in again. Me and Notion need to have strong words. But anyway, that is the Little Owl Patchwork Sow. I do enjoy working on this when I have the right headspace and I can count. Otherwise, I cannot. Did I say this is 32? I said it was 32 count linen, but did I say I was stitching 2 over 2 full cross? Right, I'm stitching 2 over 2 full cross. So because it's a linen, I'm stitching over 2. I do love working on linens and even weaves. I'm not bothered. I just would have preferred an even weave for this project. Because when I pick a project, I like to decide if I want it on an even weave or a linen myself. But they only came as linen options, so I didn't get the choice. But anyway, that is that. Okay, next up we have another new start. And this is, I know that's very small, but this, here, let me bring up the bigger picture. Let's see if that helps. This is the little owl. No, not the little owl. The little acorn sow. We just did the little The reason why I'm getting confused is because they both start with little. But this is the little acorn sow for 2026 from Modern Folk Embroidery. And the colours you see here are the colours I'm using. Kind of. The fabric doesn't look this colour. It's more, let me just show you. It's more like, it's showing up a bit dark. It's like greener in real life, but this is a 40 count linen from Evertote. I cannot remember what this colour is. I think it's called Dusk. I want to say it's called Dusk. I'm looking up my order right now just to make sure. Yes. So this is a piece of 42 count linen in the colourway Dusk, and I am using the Roxy Flossco conversion. I actually emailed Hannah and I was like, Hannah, what is the conversion for this piece, please? And so she helped me. She was very wonderful. She told me how many skeins I would need of each thread. I have 3 of each. So the white is Antique Wedding Dress. The pink is Piglet. There is no pink on this yet, but the pink that will be coming in is Piglet. And the blue is Cool Breeze. And I will be taking this off of this scroll frame because there is like no tension. I did have all these things holding it, but I've had to use them for other projects because I need them. So once February is over, I'll probably pick this back up again and work on it on one of the Q snaps. Or if I finish a piece on one of my nerdges, I could even take Little Owl Patchworks out off and put this on because I'm pretty sure it'd fit. But who knows? But this is that. So there's my very small start. I only worked on this for 1 day. 1 day. Let me see if I can bring up a picture. This picture is a bit more accurate for the colour of the fabric than what the camera is showing. So this is more like what it looks like. just as like a point of reference. Although, like I said, it's got more of a green tinge to it in real life. But it depends on the light. It can change colour, but this is more accurate than what you're seeing on the video. To this is not accurate. But I am starting up here. Now, originally, when I was going to stitch this, I was going to do the entire border because I wanted to make sure I'd started. Because I think I've started too low on this fabric. Because I've got all this up here still that's wrapped around, and so I'm worried I don't want to get too far into this. So I might have to start like maybe half stitches, because that's how I did this top row. I just did half stitches. I might actually work on this today and take a little out. We'll see how I feel after my video's done. And also, these needle minders are Evertote, Roxy Floss Co. Modern Folk Embroidery collaboration ones. This is from Salentine's last year. I have the Salentines for this year, so in a few days I will be starting 2026's Salentines. And this is from the holiday countdown from last year, which I love that piece so much. I did do a whip parade. I'll probably put a card up in the corner. It's a video, it's a VOD from my stream because I did stream it on YouTube. I haven't had time to cut it down, but if you want to watch, I think it's like a 3.5 hour video of me going over every project I worked on in 2025, then you can do so. I might at some point cut it down. It's just trying to edit on this computer at the moment is such a pain, especially with DaVinci Resolve, I think is what I use, is so slow, and sometimes it has issues with OBS and it kind of makes it go all funny. But we'll see. But if you don't want to watch an edited version, it is on the live tab on my YouTube channel. But I worked on this, like I said, for one day, and in that one day I put 314 stitches in, and this has a total of 26,335. So I only took this from 0% to 1.42%, so not much. Only had one day. This wasn't even meant to be started till February anyway, but it turned up on the 17th, and I was like, I just wanted to put it in a frame, and then I blinked and all this was done. So it was a complete accident. Let me bring it up and show you it. If I put the light on my webcam, this webcam has a light on it. It's a bit better. Still more green tinged, but it's showing a bit more accurate. But yeah, very wonky. The stitching is straight, it's just the frame's wonky. But yeah, there we go. There's that. Let me turn this light off now. Okay, we are almost done. We have 2 more projects and they're both new starts. So this is Night Blooms. This is artwork by Bad Stitch or Amanda, and also charted by Bad Stitch and Amanda. I love this piece. So I am in her Discord and I have some people working on this, and I was like, oh, I really want to start this. And I looked through my folder and I was like, I didn't download it when it was available in November, because as you can see right here, it's a Patreon exclusive. So it will be in her Etsy shop at some point. What I might do is, when it's available in her Etsy, I will come back to the description of this video and I'll put a link to it, so if those of you that want to purchase it can do so. Otherwise you have to wait, unfortunately, because this is exclusive to her Patreon, and this, like I said, because it was only available in November, it is now gone, so you cannot get this. And in order to have got it from her Patreon, you had to have been a member at the time, and you wouldn't be now, so very sorry. But this is being stitched on a piece of 36 count linen by Coffee Craft Fabrics. It's a brown. And I was like, I wasn't sure when I started this if I wanted to work on it on a brown, like on a dark fabric or a light fabric, but I saw this, and this was like an off-cut piece that she did for one of her Super Sundays. And I was like, oh, I think this might be perfect. So I pulled it out, and on the day I started it, I put 188 stitches in, so I worked on this bit. I did most of this border, I think. I mean, I do have the picture. I could just show you what it looked like on the day I worked on it. The one day I started it, yes, as you can see, that's what I did on the one day I worked on it. I worked on it on a Monday morning, and then I streamed and I worked on Death for the rest of the day. And I was like, oh, this piece will be my morning piece. So when I wake up early, because I've been waking up early so I can have my showers in the morning rather than later in the day. And it just gets in the way. But anyway, I worked on this for 2 days so far this year. Well, no, 3 days this month, sorry. And it has and this is 2/1. No, it's 1/2 full cross on a 36 count linen. So that's why it looks funny. And this, there is not a mistake here. That is just a weird flub in the fabric. Just making it look like there's like a misstitch. It's there. It's just the fabric does that. If I turn, see, it's there. She beautiful moon. I love all of Amanda's pieces. I've actually got one to start after this one, and I'll show you that in the plans video, or the plans section of this video. But anyway, so like I said, I've worked on this for 3 days, and this has a total of 4,511 stitches. So all I'm missing is this bottom bit as well. I mean, obviously I'm missing all of this, but I mean, like, I'm missing that bottom bit off because I was going to leave that till last, because that's just this solid blue. Not that I care about solid stitching. I mean, Olivia is hundreds of thousands of just solid in the background, and one of her other pieces is just solid, so it's fine. I'm not bothered by it, but it's just, I'll leave it to last. So I worked on that. I finished the border the next time I worked on it, and I did these leaves, well, these vines, and I did the moon. I'm pretty sure if we just go back to here and look at January, so we have that picture. Yeah, so this was the next time I worked on it. When Notion wakes up. There we go. So that was the next time I worked on it. So like I said, I had the vines done, and I had part of that leaf done, well, the flower bit. I know very technical terms of this channel, and then this is where we're up to. So I don't really need to show you that. Whoops, that's February, don't look. But yeah, so like I said, I do love working on this piece, and even working on a higher count and it's dark, I don't actually have any issue stitching on this at all. I actually prefer now 36 count and up. If I have projects on 32, I mean, I have so much 32 count even weaving linen from the Coffee Craft Fabrics events that she does, that I will use it all eventually. But at the moment, I'm in Roxy Flosco's Fabric of the Month, and I'm getting 40 count linen. When Coffee Craft Fabrics does her Fabric Super Sundays, I'm buying 36 count, 40 count, 46, even 56, just because I love how small these pieces can look and how good they look on these higher counts. And I just prefer 1 strand over 2 rather than 2 over 2. Because then you don't have to worry about railroading and things like that to make them look neat. But also this grime card, I did say this the last time you saw it, but just in case, this is from the Chromatorium. It's right there. And it's a froggy grime card. Now, the Chromatorium has remade these, so the top has a gap for this top of the Nerge, and I need to buy more for my Nerges because I have many Nerges and not enough grime cards. I also just need more grime cards in general, because you'll see in February, every project but 2 have a grime card. Nope, sorry, only 2 out of all my projects have a grime card. Other way around. But anyway, I love working on this. So when I said that it might be this one, there's like 3 potential projects I could work on today that's not Olivia. So we had the Little Acorn Sow, we had Night Blooms, and then we have our last new start for today, which I will go grab momentarily. Wait, did I do stitches for this? Hang on. Rewind. So this has a total of 4,511. I worked on it for 3 days, and in those 3 days I brought it to 1,199 stitches and 26.58%. There we go. Wow, I am rusty. Okay, and our last project for today. That's the wrong button, but that's fine. That will work too. Is the Flower Dragon Meadow Sow by Flossie Fox Shop. So this is just the preview picture that we all got with all the, so all the white lines you can see, like these are the where the parts were. So I'm starting on part 1 down here. I don't normally start in the bottom left, I normally start in the top right, but this one's starting in the bottom left, so I am. So again, in Amanda's Discord, or Bad Stitches Discord, someone was doing a dragon, like a birthday dragon stitch along or a start along, so I picked this to do, and I worked on it for that one day, and this is all I got done. Now, I might have made a mistake with this fabric, but I do love this fabric, and this pink is probably gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be the outline of some of it, so it's gonna be on its own, which is fine. It can blend in a little bit. If most of the dragon was this colour, I probably wouldn't have picked this fabric, but I think this is the only light part in all the dragons. If you look at the picture there, just this pink one. So it's fine, it doesn't blend in too much, like you can see it on camera, I can see it with my eyes, my phone picks it up when I take pictures, so it's fine. So what I did was I started down here and I did these two little little grass blades, and then I did this to come up because I wanted to get to the dragon. Because it was a dragon birthday start for someone, I wanted to get to the dragon. No point in me doing all the background elements. So I was like, okay, so to get to the dragon, the easiest way was to do this flower. So I stitched this entire flower. Well, almost. I left these because it's those colours. Then I did this flower. Beautiful. And then I did the dragon wing, and I started on, I think this is the rest of, this is the tail fluff, and this is the wing here. But this is a piece of 36 count linen. No colourway. Megan, Coffee Craft Fabrics, does not name her fabrics, which is very unfortunate because if I want another piece of this, I wouldn't know what to say to her to ask for one. But yeah, 36 count, 1/2 full cross again, but just look at how cute and small it makes that flower. And this little flower here. You can see my pinky. Hey y'all. But I only worked on it for one day. So this is also the third contestant in the run-up for my stitching today. So it could either be Little Acorns, Night Blooms, or Flower Dragon. Who knows what I'll pick today. But this has a total in just part 1 of 3,530. Let me start that again. 3,552 stitches for just part 1. And in one day I put 358 stitches into it, bringing it to 358 and 10.08%. So that's not bad for a day's work. And this year I've decided to set myself a little goal of I have to do at least 300 stitches a day. So even if I stitch say 100 stitches on a project and then I work on something else, as long as I do 200 stitches on that second project, I am fine. So it doesn't matter if the 300 is across 1 project, 2 projects, 3 projects, as long as I have done 300 stitches that day is fine. So that's why, like, in February you'll see there are 2 days a week where I'll have to work on 2 projects. So because it's just getting, because I can't work on them all day. One's my stream only project and the other is the 6 portals, and that thing is massive. But anyway, that brings us to the end of the whips. Now, plans. So as I've shown you, I am doing, oh wait, I shouldn't do plans yet. I should actually talk about my stats for the whole month of January. Hey. So in January, I did a total, just grabbing my book, of 16,000. Is that 800? Why is my handwriting so bad? 843. And my most stitched on day was the January 1st with 1,122 stitches with Olivia's hydrangeas. I had 4 new starts, and January 9th was my least amount of stitches with 308 stitches on Death, and I worked on a total of 8 projects. So like, and like comparing that to last year, I had like half that. Like if I go to Notion and I go to January 2025, in January 2025 I only done 6,110. So I have done 10,000 and a bit more this time. But now we can talk plans. Now we can talk plans. So I am using, I'm just grabbing my book and I'm just throwing everything everywhere. I am using the Stitches Almanac 2026 from the Stitching Cabin. Now I do wish I had got the soft book and not this hard one because I don't like how it lays. Like I do like how it lays, but I don't like how I can't just you know I wish I could get this wipe out. That would be the best because I like to fold my books. But this is February. Ignore these notes. I put these in, I did it in January too. I have a bad habit of writing the wrong days, like writing the wrong project numbers in the wrong week. So, or like these ones where I covered up because I wrote in a project. So I've learnt my lesson. So this month, I'm not writing anything in for Saturday, although I am gonna have to cover up today's. That's unfortunate. But this is my progress. So you can already see I have started because, like I said, we are in. This is today. So I have already started my week of full coverage February. So these are the projects I have picked. So we have the 10th on Monday for 2 weeks, Frogs Kissing for 2 weeks, Sleeps with Butterflies, Melody of the Night is every week, and the Six Portals is every week, and then Olivia is every Sunday. Now this, like I said, is going to stay blank because if I want to work on Olivia, I can. If I want to work on something else, I can. It's all up to me. So I think Saturdays and Sundays, like weekends after February, are going to be my free for all. I don't think I have anything written down yet in March, other than the spring equinox in pencil is these dates. So, because I wanted to start a project, I really want to start the Leela's Studio Spring Quaker, but I really wanted to get the Evertoe Roxy Flosco conversion, but they only have autumn and winter at the moment. So I am impatiently waiting for them to have it so I can start it. And I got really excited because I checked their website yesterday and it had Spring Quaker, but it's from Rosewood Manor, which is not what I want. It's fine, I will just patiently wait. But these are my plans for February. So we have these, and then next 2 weeks I'll be working on the possibilities, which is we have the EB project. Unfortunately, you can't get this project anymore. It has been retired from Haid. Then we have Death coming back out, and then Ivory Crow, Melody of the Night, blah blah blah. But there are also some projects I also wanted to show that I have bookmark starts. Oh, that won't close because of that. There we go. So let me bring back Notion. Let me go to my project cards and my kitted up. So these are all the ones I say they're all kitted up. They aren't all kitted up. So let me bring up the big Notion. So I have anyone with a picture are the ones I really want to start soon. So we have Butterfly Bouquet, and this is by Sprouting Lupin. Again, not started yet, so this is what it looks. Nope, this is what it'll look like. I have hopefully the perfect piece of pink linen coming. I need to pay my invoice from the last Fabric Super Sunday, but this one is perfect. I think the one I picked out, and you'll see that when I start it. I was hoping to start it this month because February bouquet, butterflies, love, but unfortunately it's looking like it might have to be a March-April start. Plus I don't have the fabric, so I can't even start it now if I wanted to. Another project, again, so this is the other bad stitch I want to start. This is Ghost Bat Sampler. Again, this was a Patreon exclusive for January. As of today, the 8th, you can still get this. On the 15th, you won't be able to get this unless you are a Patreon in January or before. But I would show you the fabric I have picked for this, but I have put the fabric in a project bag and it's been put away. But it's a very beautiful grey even weave. Nope, it's a grey linen, I'm pretty sure, but it's opalescent. But you will see that, like I said, when I start it and show it to you. And then we have my Miss Coffee from Barbara Anna. Beautiful. I love my Barbara Annas. Again, I don't have plans to start these anytime soon, but I really want to start these. This is Miss Scissors. I don't know if I want to start these on one piece of fabric. And this is Miss Coffee. No, that's Miss Teapot, sorry. Yeah, I don't know if I want to start all these three on one big piece of fabric and put them side by side, or if I want to work on them as one separate piece of fabric that's the same colour, like a grey. Because I either want to stitch this on some Swan Bay grey, because they're a UK dyer, or if I want to get a big piece of Stormy Night, or Vintage Stormy Night, I think it is, by Zweigart. I have a few pieces on that and I love it. So I don't know if I want to do this one on that, or if I want to do it on the Swan Bay grey fabric. But I have plenty of time to figure that out. Plenty of time. Because like I said, I'm not planning on starting these anytime soon. I say that and then tomorrow I could wake up and be like, I'm going to check my stash to see if I have it. But that brings us to the end of my January video. Like, my plans are to keep working on my full coverage February and to think of what to stitch on today, because I have no idea what I'm stitching on today. But that is it from me. So thank you for coming and watching my video. I appreciate you. It's also very difficult for me to not go into my end of stream little thing I do when I start to say that, so I have to really stop myself. But I will hopefully be back. I think I'm going to change my recording schedule for my Flosstubes. Rather than recording them on the last Friday of the month, I think I might wait till the first Saturday of the next month, because then that means I can show you everything I've worked on that month, as well as go over any stats, rather than in the next video going, oh, for the rest of January I worked on these things. So we'll see. That's what I'm doing today, although technically today is Sunday, so the day after I wanted to. But as long as I record it that weekend, that first weekend of the month, I think it's fine. Because it would depend on when the first weekend is of the month and how close to the end it was, the last. But anyway, that is going to be it. I'm going to stop before I go on a rant and a tangent, because my streams get that enough. But I will be streaming tomorrow and I'll be working on the 10th Doctor. I start my streams at 3:30 p.m. UK time, or GMT, in case you want to stop by and watch me watch me stitch on the 10th and talk about how much I hate AI and what it's doing. I have a plan to make a stitch with me at some point to talk about it, so it'll be an hour and a half of me yapping your ears off about how much I hate AI, and everyone who watches my streams have just all gone, ugh, collectively, when they get to this part of the video. I know they will, because I talk about it every time. And I also have plans to make a tutorial this month. I don't know when I'm going to get round to it, hopefully soon. But people in my streams have been asking on a tutorial on how I start a diagonal and start and end my threads. And with my stream setup, I have to have the camera further away so I can see my project. Whereas if I record a video like this, I can have I won't have autofocus on, but I could probably get it a lot closer. Because for the video, for the streams, I like to have it out a bit more in case I'm working on a bit. But I'll figure that out. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I am going for realsies this time. So thank you all for coming and watching today's Flosstube. I appreciate you all. If you are new and you would like to see more, then please subscribe. I have reached 125 subscribers and I'm so happy about that. And I think the streaming every day has helped. And we'll just continue. I will make a stream schedule for YouTube, because the one I use for Twitch, on my Discord, doesn't fit YouTube's post. So I will do that as well. So if you want to see, I will have that up. Hopefully by the time you watch this. If not, shout at me. But now I'm actually going. So I will see you in March, because I'm going to leave it till the end of February. But yeah, I will see you sometime in March for February's Flosstube. So, take care everyone, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.